Hello and welcome to the Darlington College Learned It, Living It podcast. Today I have 4 guests with me from the Martin Gray Football Academy who work very closely with Darlington College and actually offer a load of courses alongside the college. Martin, welcome. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Adam.
So this is Martin Gray. Tell me a bit about yourself, Martin, please.
Well, obviously our partnership that we have with the Football Academy is now been going for nearly 15 years at Darlington College. Obviously my background's been through football. I haven't played there at a really good level, with Sunderland and Oxford and Darlington, and taken that into management in the last sort of 17, 18, 19 years of coaching and managing at a very good level. So, we're really sort of thrilled, excited that we have this partnership, and it's been great over the last sort of 10 to 15 years to see sort of how the young students have sort of come through from recruiting them in sort of secondary school to sort of the outcomes of going on to make great careers in the world of sport and also been working for the business as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I remember rightly, you started with yourself and a bag of footballs, is that right?
Yeah, and a little van.
Yeah.
But it's moved on a lot, in the last sort of 3 or 4 years. We've really expanded the company, and it's been amazing what we've went on to achieve. The staff who work for the company have been brilliant. They're very, very honest, hard work, and the students, when they come through the door, they see them opportunities, being around what's happening on a day-to-day basis. So from work experience, which is quite the simple, straightforward one, on holiday camps, to apprenticeships at the end of the college experience over the 2 to 3 years journey. So as you say, we've got some students with us, we've got ex-employees with us today as well, and I'm sure they can share the story better than I do.
Absolutely. So I think just to set the scene for those that don't know anything about the relationship between the Football Academy and the college, is the college obviously have their courses that they're running, and some of the courses, is it some of the courses or all the courses? Some students can take on a football option with their courses. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a level 2 and a level 3, the sports science course, which is classed as a BTEC. And as you say, some students come on for 2 years, some go on to do 3 years. Like everywhere, like any college in the country, if you fail your maths and English, you have to resit that. So some students have to take a bit more time to get that up to speed, but that doesn't stop them being part of what we do. And it's just obviously, they have to resit their maths or their English. But we've had one student who's now an employer of us, and over the 3 year and 15 years of doing this, he's never missed a day at the college. And what an outcome that has been. He's never missed one day, rain, hail, snow, whatever. He's been there. And just that alone just tells you of how impactfulness the college has been to him and the Football Academy.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's time to introduce the 3 people across the table from me. Starting at this side, can you tell me who you are, what you do?
So my name's Benji. I've been working for Martin for about 2 years, and I'm doing my level 4 apprentice at the minute, sports coach. Yeah, so I was originally on the college course between 2021 and 2023, so quite a few years ago, and then I obviously got offered a job after my college time as an apprentice for Martin, which I've took, and I've been doing ever since.
So you're on level 3 apprenticeship now?
Level 4 it is.
Level 4
minute.
apprenticeship.
Just almost finished.
Brilliant.
Not too long left.
Great stuff. Over to yourself. What's your name?
So my name is James, and I'm doing the level 3 sports science and also Martin Gray football. Really enjoy it, yeah.
Brilliant. And what's your name?
I'm Justin. I'm doing level 3 coaching now.
Yeah.
I started on level 2, but completed that, and now I'm on my level 3.
All right. So is this what you're talking about, staying on for a bit longer, Martin?
Yeah, so obviously, there's an opportunity where they can change courses after a year. So the both lads are doing slightly different courses. One's doing the coaching aspect. It's very, very flexible. And I think that's the good thing, that, it's sort of, not one course sort of suits and fits all. So, after a year, if they feel they want to change the direction for the future, then we do a lot of that, we do.
Okay, so there's 2 good examples here of different. So, sports science course, what sort of things are you doing on that course, to give people an idea?
So you cover like anatomy and physiology.
Yep.
And it's really good as well because you actually do a bit of coaching as well on that sports science course. You look at injuries, prevention, and all that sort of stuff. So obviously more focusing on the science part of things.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on the coaching side, obviously it's kind of quite obvious what that entails, but what does it actually entail for those that don't know?
It's mainly practical, to be fair. So you're in the sports hall coaching like your group of lads or lasses as well. But yeah, it's spot on.
Yeah, so they're teaching like skills on how to coach,
Yeah.
like how to develop, how to move things on, how to
and
include,
you learn how to like do a warm up properly
yeah,
and
prepare people for sport appropriately.
So next week, I think on Friday, I'm coaching Martin Gray,
Yeah.
which like is for the course.
Okay.
yeah.
So you're coaching back to your peers, is
Yeah.
that? Oh, brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's been the beauty. And over the 2 year, you see the potential and how they develop, how they grow from coming out of school in year 11, doing year 12, 13, year 14, then becoming, wow, I've seen great potential in these two students, and then becoming employed within the organisation. So I think we have 28 people that work for the business. 19 of them are ex-students over the last 15 years.
Wow. Okay. So real legacy there, moving.
Yeah, it's amazing.
College to workplace.
And they've went on to work in different departments within the business, because there's been opportunities to sort of go away from the coaching and do something a little bit different from coaching as well.
Brilliant. Okay. That's really good to hear that what you're doing in the course is great. What I'd be keen to know is, obviously you've talked about learning how to coach and do the coaching, learn the sports science and learn all that. So how does it work with coming to the football academy and going to college? Because I know you go to both sites, don't you? So tell me a bit about that, anyone who wants to.
Yeah, so we train 3 times a week. So we train Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Then we play matches on a Wednesday. And it fits in really well with the timetable with the college. So some people are in a little bit more often than others with the maths and their English, but it really goes hand in hand, to be honest, with the day-to-day. It's very structured, planned out, and yeah.
Yeah, so at Eastbourne Sports Complex for the football, and then obviously down at the main college site, and they're actually within walking distance of each other.
Yeah, and they have a busy schedule. These two lads coming from North Yorkshire, so I'm sure it's an early start. They have transport that they're coming on the college transport from North Yorkshire, which is supplied to the college. So they have an early start and a late finish. But as you said, I'm sure they're on the road at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they get to Eastbourne for 9 o'clock, out on the training ground by 9:30, and then leaving the college at sort of 5 o'clock at night to head back down the road. So that's 5 days a week. So, it's a massive commitment. And, you've got to take real credit to the students alone, boys and girls right across the course, because, the attendance is so important, and the attendance towards what they do in the college is even more important to what they do in the football for me, because that is their long-term futures, and that's what we're trying to focus towards as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think mirroring those expectations across the two sites is really important, right?
Yeah. I think obviously the discipline that comes with sport is supported within the college through our coaches. So we have a fantastic relationship with the people that run the academic side within the college environment. And, it's very, very rare that we have to go down and sort of support with any sort of behaviours, because the good behaviours come from on the grass.
Yeah, absolutely. So making sure that the two mirror. Right, Benji, apprenticeship. What are you doing with it? What's your job? What's your role? What sort of tasks are you having to undertake?
So the apprenticeship's it's a sports coaching apprenticeship. So there's a lot of stuff I do. I deliver on the BTEC, where I'm supported from line managers who help me with my coaching, and then I go to a primary school 2 days a week as well.
Okay.
To deliver coaching as well, deliver PE curriculum, which obviously it's a different side to coaching compared to what the BTEC would be with it being college students. So it's going through my learning with a tutor I've got with my college, and then delivering on the grass, and then delivering in a school. See, just making sure I'm always supported by likes of Martin and other peers at work. No, it's really good. It's really practical, and then I've got my theory that I've got to do sort of every week with assignments. So yeah, it's good. It works well together. Works really well.
So obviously you've been through the course, you've experienced it, you've moved on to the apprenticeship, and now you're coaching. It's a bit full circle, isn't it? You're now coaching the students that are coming through. So as a coach, what sort of standards are you trying to set for the students coming through? What are you trying to work on? What are the standards of football like? What are you seeing? What are the aims of the coaching team?
So I always like to think when I was on the BTEC, I remember my first year I had Martin as a coach, and the standards he set were really high. It was sort of an eye-opener because it was the first time he coached me that the standards that were set were high. And obviously that was brought through with Gavin, who I had for my second year. So it's just the standards that obviously were set as soon as I came into the business as a coach. You know, you've got to do certain things. You've got to do it in the right way. You've got to try and promote positive learning and positive coaching. So yeah, I think that's sort of where I've picked it up from, and then trying to sort of demand those standards, obviously, from the lads as well, that I know that I had when I was in the college, and trying to do it in the right way and using the right vocabulary and sort of styles of learning that I'd say I pick up from my college as well.
Yeah, I bet there's a huge shift from going from being a student to going, actually, I need to think about even just the words that I'm saying, how I'm instructing people, what words I'm using, what language I'm using in terms of, you know, will someone understand it in simple terms?
Yeah.
I think it goes a long way. So to the students, your experience of the football now, what's that been like? What are the standards of football that you're seeing at the football academy?
Yeah, standards very high. I knew Martin and Gav beforehand, so I knew when I came it was going to be top standard, and it has.
Yeah, and what sort of, during your training sessions, how much are they pushing you?
Yeah, I mean, you have to feel like you're pushing yourself as well, because if obviously there's room to slip up, as there always will be, but with the standard around the other lads, you have to push yourself to keep up with them as well. But no, the coaches are really supportive, and they notice every player and how they play, so they can sort of develop you in their own way, really.
On that development side, what sort of things are you doing then? Because there's a classroom session, there's the football element, but what are you developing? What are you working on with the students? I suppose it can be viewed as the soft skills, but I'd argue that they're probably the most important skills that we all need to work in society.
I think first and foremost, regarding developing the coaches, is very key to where you want them to progress to. So we do a lot of CPDs around sort of personal development, coaching qualifications as part of their CPD, and sort of their targets to maintain and look to hit level 2 UFAB license qualification. So Benji's got them targets set in front for him in the next sort of 12 months going forward. For students, I think they've also got to enjoy it as well. You know, there's got to be a bit of a softness side to it as well. And I think, we have 3 teams within the college system, team 1, team 2, team 3. There's very much flexibility from students to move from team to team. Also behaviours as well. So if behaviours weren't good enough, then you wouldn't be sort of staying in that team for the short term until behaviours improved. Not that we have to really do that, but I think it's been nice where we've had a student that started in team 3 6 months ago, and now he's getting towards team 1 because of the development and the confidence and how much he's improved. And we're very much about sort of making sure that students are put in the right areas for their own confidence and own self-esteem as well. But when it gets to sort of the players, yeah, I think it's about being very sort of a very high standard of doing the basics very, very well. And I mean by the basics about punctuality, about attendance, about how you put yourself across. So these 2 lads, these 3, but these 2 young lads here, we knew when they first came through the door that, they were probably, I'd say, A-star students because of not just their football ability, but sort of how they sort of conduct themselves in and off the pitch, on and off the pitch, which is very, very important. So, yeah, great role models, all 3 of them as well,
Yeah, absolutely. It does speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And I think, why does it matter to you then to drive those standards? There's a question.
I think it represents what we're about. That's first and foremost. I think, I was very fortunate to have a career in sport and played at a real good level, down to attitude and attitude alone. And I think I'm very much, I really push hard about sort of, the attitude comes before ability, and will improve people's technical ability by working with them on the grass. But I think your attitude towards finding a place for you in the future, I'll be honest, would our students become Premier League players? No, that's not going to happen. Will they make great amateurs? Yes, we hope they really do, because there's lots of potential within that level of football. So we're realistic. But I think the most important thing is getting them prepared for the world of work, and getting through the qualification and getting them ready to become, young men, young ladies that can go on to have great careers. And it's nothing better when you look back in 5 or 6 years' time and you see the students moved on to doing something that you think, wow, that in year 11 you didn't have the confidence to speak up, and you see them now in year 12 and 13, you go, a lot of good work being done in that,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, it's more than just the classroom and the coaching and all that. It's all the personal skills that they develop.
Yeah, and I think them life skills are there for life, aren't they, obviously? Yeah. And I think that's what we're trying to say, is that, getting them ready for the journey that they're going to go on, and they are the future.
Yeah, absolutely. So, not to blow Martin's trumpet, but obviously Martin's got a wealth of experience in football. Okay, so it's two students coming to the college. What does that mean to be able to, tap into that experience, that sort of coaching knowledge, all the different things? Because, Martin has lived and breathed it for so many years. We'll leave it
a long time.
Yeah. But obviously a huge amount of experience on the shoulders. So as a student, what does that mean to experience that?
Yeah, it's really good, but with all Martin's experience, not only just that, you've got the likes of like Benji and all the other coaches, Gavin as well, with all their experience. So really comes together. But obviously to look up to Martin, he's played that Premier League standard, he's played them standards. So yeah, it's really good. And when he takes the sessions, you're definitely trying to impress him and do well and advance up the teams.
Absolutely. So when you started the course, first question is, it's like a 2-question, so I'll go to both of you in turn. I'll start with yourself. How did you think the course was going to go, and how has it actually gone? Like, what surprises have you discovered along the way?
Well, GCSEs didn't go the best for me.
Okay.
So I didn't really know what I was going to do. But then I spoke to Gav at college, and he suggested this course, and it's been perfect ever since. And now I'm flying on level 3 coaching.
Yep. So did you resit your GCSEs?
Yeah, I've passed maths, but I failed English. So I resat that last year and passed it. So now I'm just doing the course.
Fantastic. Congratulations. What about yourself? How did you think it was going to go?
Yeah, so behind my background I was at Richmond Schools along with Justin, and it was my backup choice. So I knew Matty Callender, one of the coaches, and yeah, again, I didn't get the GCSEs, and lucky I applied for that backup choice, and 100% speaking of family and friends now, from back then, I'm so happy I've come on to this course. I think it's really changed me as a person. So I started off on the level 2 and I was nervous. I only really had one friend, which was Justin, and you socialise with the lads on and off the pitch, and yeah, just sort of grown into the environment really, and really enjoying it. Moved on to level 3 now.
Yeah, now you're sat here speaking on a podcast very comfortably, and very like I wouldn't have known that you might have felt that way regarding confidence. Coaching wise, how was that transition going from student to coach?
Yeah, it was probably quite difficult at first, because you're going from a student and you're going straight into a staff member where you're working with people who are only sort of a year, 2 years younger than myself. So I think it probably was quite difficult to start, but say with the support that I got early on with the training, the CPDs, and I did obviously a few courses early on to gain my knowledge. I think I picked it up quite quickly, and especially having the likes of Martin and Gav around, who were sort of top coaches, they really helped me and sort of helped me adapt into what I was doing. So I wasn't really going straight into, say, school or straight into coaching straight away. It was almost building my way up to it, to where I could then maybe lead myself or have a bit more of an input. So no, yeah, the transition was good. It was hard to start with, but as I got on, I thought it was good. It was well supported.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose now what I want to question the students on is obviously you're across the 2 sites. So what sort of support are you seeing in the college? Like you, for example, said you needed to reset your English GCSE.
Yeah.
So what sort of support did the college offer you during that time?
Well, obviously extra English sessions, which was, I think, 3 hours with a break in between. But my English teacher, she was very good, and I don't think I'd have passed without her. So that's good support.
Good.
Yeah, and what about yourself? So on the courses that you're doing, obviously you moved from 2 to 3.
Yeah.
What sort of support are you seeing? Have you had any challenges where you've had to go and seek help or anything like that? Tell me a bit about that sort of experience, sort of almost outside the classroom, but in college, that bit that sits around the whole college experience.
Yeah, so obviously starting off with the level 2, you sort of touch everything really on level 2. You do a bit of coaching and sports science. So sort of obviously you decide which one you maybe want to move on to. And I was just always better at the sciencey side of things. So I moved on to sports science, but it was quite a difficult move because a lot of my friends from level 2 were going on to the sports coaching. So sort of on my own really. But like I said previously, now I'm on the level 3 and socialising with the lads. It was a really easy transition, but you can speak to the coaches at Martin Gray and speak to Martin, Benji, and they can really help you decide what's best for you really. And yeah.
Okay, so with that in mind, what are you both looking ahead to? So what happens after your course? What are you hoping to do?
Well, I'm hoping to move to America on a football scholarship.
Football scholarship in America.
Yeah, I'm in talks with many American unis, colleges,
Yeah.
and that's the aim. Yeah.
Didn't expect that to pop out this morning. That's brilliant. I love that. Best of luck for that, seriously. And what about yourself?
So I'm looking at universities. So I'm looking at the likes of Leeds, Beckett and Manchester. Leeds, Beckett being my first choice, really. Hopefully get the grades that I need. So it's merits, but I'm looking at distinctions so I can maybe go elsewhere if needed.
What courses are you looking to do? What are you looking to
So I'm just looking to stay around the sports science side of things. I know a friend of mine does sports business management as well.
Yep.
So I'm maybe looking to do that as well at Leeds, Beckett.
Fantastic. Oh, well, best of luck for that. How are you being supported with those applications and things at the moment through college and the academy?
Yeah, so there's a lot of support with Andy Manners, who's my programme lead, and Martin, and I mentioned earlier Matty. He's been to university, so he's been really supportive as well. But Andy really helps you decide which is best for you, really.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of meeting Andy.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. I think the relationship, an ex-footballer himself back in the day, and then going on to be a lecturer, and he's been at Darlington College a long, long time. And when you hear the stories from Justin, obviously, not getting his English at Richmond School and not getting his English as well, and now they've got the Master of English and going off to the States over the water and extending his football journey and then going to university. You sit here as a person that's been heavily involved in the decision making, supporting the students, from Benji being employed by the lads going on to do something that's exactly what's right for them. It's quite proud, It's very sort of rewarding that they've come such a long way in a short space of time. But as young men now, they're going to have fantastic futures.
Absolutely. And best of luck with the applications. Honestly, I hope you go really well with that. What is your hope after your apprenticeship?
Probably just staying in the business I am now and coaching and trying to further my coaching.
Martin will keep you, eh?
We in talks.
But no, yeah, just staying what I'm doing. Obviously, it'd really help if I finish my apprenticeship to get that qualification, and then hopefully trying to move on to a level 2 sports coaching, not level 2, the qualification, level 2 coaching for sport, and then maybe even looking at like a UEFA B, UEFA C, something further down the line to just sort of move on my coaching qualification so I can try and
so
have the highest.
For those people that are sitting there going, more qualifications, it's all your coaching badges, isn't it, that you sort of need to get to support that job as a coach. Obviously, you can get your qualifications, but there's a badge for everything in coaching, isn't there?
Yeah, and I think, listen, it doesn't matter what you do, what sort of sector you go into in the world of work. I think, the more qualified you become, the more it raises your opportunities to sort of develop that. And I think certainly in the sports world, that whether it's gymnastics or whether it's football, I think that qualification, that accreditation allows you to sort of gain that experience of what the course does offer you. So yeah, we're forever ever pushing certainly the staff members to become more advanced in the sort of the sectors they believe in.
Yeah, absolutely. So my question to you, Martin, you've talked about the students coming through the course and doing it. So what are, in your mind, what are the things that employers are looking for? So I know we're potentially looking at more study, but what, as an employer as well, because obviously we've got Benji here, but as an employer, but also what are employers looking for in society? And if you look at the students that are coming to you in first year, and then what your hopefully equipping them with and they're leaving with? What sort of things are you looking to instill?
I think the big thing is sort of that how motivated they are to wanting to come and sort of make a difference. I think personally, you look at students' attendances and you look at that straight away, and then you look at the outcomes over the 2 year. And if them two areas are very strong, as in sort of you're hitting the high 90s of attendance and the outcomes of gaining they've started there, but they've finished there, you go, that itself is real dedication.
Yep.
So as an employer, I think it's really important that, you have people with a real appetite that want to come in and make a difference. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's already been part of something, but how are you going to make a difference when you become part of that? So you have that conversation, and, you look at these three as ex-student and students, and you go, there's lots and lots of real potential there. So yeah, it's sort of really hopeful for their futures.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you put it really well, because you can have the qualification, but if the attitude and the spirit isn't there,
yeah. And I've interviewed hundreds of people in the last 10, 15 years, and as you said, they can be doctors and all sorts, but again, I think, have you got the people skills? Can you relate to the what's working in front of you? That's key to the sort of making sure that the people buy into what you're about. And I think it's been very humble, but also having high standards and expectations, but also understanding the audience that you're working with as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So applying it to those people that you're working with, that totally makes sense to me. In terms of obviously looking to your future with the academy, what are your hopes and ambitions?
Yeah, listen, we've had a great journey, and long may it continue. With what we do with the college, the partnership is so strong it is, and the relationships that we've gained with students over the last 10 and 15 years, and seeing the journeys go on. You'd like to think in the next 5 to 10 years, we're still doing what we are doing and changing lives. I think that's really what it's about. And I think, that's very, very sort of the day you do decide enough's enough, which is not round the corner, that's for sure. You can sit back and say, you had a little impact in each student's journey, and they've gone on to becoming, fantastic professionals in the field they've gone down. So, it's quite humble when you see some of the students who are now 30-year-old have become professionals in the world of sport that they've chose to do, or journalism, sports journalism. We've got one student that is a Richmond student as well, and he has his own podcast now, and he's out in Australia at the moment. And you think, goodness me, what a journey that student's gone on to become and to do. And you sit back and you say that you played a small part in that.
Yeah, there's a real mixed bag of outcomes in terms of what you've seen over the years, I can certainly imagine.
Yeah.
So, to the students, obviously other students, younger students, are thinking of what they're going to do. What would you be saying about your experience at Darlington College and then the football academy? So both in turn, if that's all right. So what would you say about the college and the academy and sort of the programme, how it all works, What would you be saying to them?
I'd say if you're not sure on what to do, definitely do this, because it's so supportive. You keep fit by training 3 times a week and playing, and just, yeah.
What about yourself?
So I'd say, well, talking about my own story, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I'm very glad I came here and how it's developed me. But if I was speaking to someone a little bit younger and they're definitely not sure what they want to do, I'd also say come here. I think it's really open and friendly environment to come into. You don't need to come here with loads of friends. You don't need to follow what your friends are doing, because the lads here are a great set of lads and really supportive, the coaches and all of that, really, yeah.
Okay, brilliant. And apprenticeships. What, as a route for you, because you're a step further ahead than these chaps, what would you be saying to people that are then thinking about apprenticeships? What's your experience been of doing the apprenticeship? What are your sort of takeaways?
Yeah, it's great. I think it's something that it's really good. I'd say if saying moving from a student's point of view to then again an apprenticeship, I'd really recommend it, because you know the business, you know Martin, you know the people around you, and I think it's probably easier as a person to move into an apprentice role if you already know the business and you've been around it before. So no, yeah, I'd say I really recommend it. Say people are great, people you work with are great, really supportive. Go through your qualifications, your coaching badges, and you're always supported while you do that. So for me personally, I'd really recommend. I think it's helped me out massively.
Absolutely. And what on that while we're there, what was it like coming in day one, having crossed the line to becoming an employee and working? What was that experience like?
I found it quite strange to begin with, say in a good way, because the people who I'd known for the last 2 years from college and who would coach me, like Gav, Martin, I was beside them working. So it's quite a different step. But then again, I thought they were great when I came in with how they helped me with my coaching and settling in. But yeah, it was quite strange. But I say after a couple of weeks, it was fine, absolutely great. Yeah, it was normal. No, it was brilliant.
Brilliant. What would you say to students that are looking at what to do for the next step in education?
I think it's important to look at everything. I think it's there's one thing about sort of going into college, I think, is and what we offer is that when they do come in, I think we take care of them really personally right throughout the 2-year journey, 3-year journey, because it's not just all about on the grass in the classroom. You know, like all young people these days, they have different supports needed as well. And I'd like to think that, you know, from employers supporting employers to employing students on a personal note, I think that sort of really comes across from our coaching team of how supportive we are. And I believe, you know, you gain your own reputation of the work that you put into people. And we've done this for a very long time, and we've worked very, very hard with students, as I say, over 15 years now. And the recruitment is down to sort of your reputation that you've built around your sort of high standards that you've set, as well as the background. And I understand the world of sport that I've worked in is an attraction for students to come on board. But I think when you get in the environment, it's very much about how do we make these young students become young men and females become outstanding opportunities in the world of sport. And I think, you know, for me, it's really sort of refreshing, rewarding, very, very humble. And it's just great, you know, to hear the stories that the boys have shared there around sort of, you know, it came on and they only knew each other, and they've left here probably with 30, 40 more friends throughout the north of England, which they'll go on to sort of have them friendship groups for a long time. And I think, you know, that itself is really important to people.
Yeah, sport really brings people together.
It does.
Yeah, I've got I went to a job a few months ago in Somerset, and I played rugby with the lad that was there, and I hadn't seen him for 20 years. Straight back into that relationship, you know. It's like pick up where you left off.
Yeah.
Didn't even expect to see him. Absolute surprise. So there you go. But yeah, sport does build lasting relationships, and it's the additional benefit I always think of sport that we can do that. So obviously working with the college, how are the college supporting the students going through the system? I know obviously college are on hand to always answer questions or show people around. You know, what sort of things are the college doing?
Yeah, there's a you know, from Monday to Friday, you know, the support at the college, they're really strong in them areas they are. They've got some fantastic stuff behind the scenes that the student can have that additional support, whether it's learning or whether it's sort of personal support. It's forever there for students. And I think that's something that's so important in life today for people in general. As you say, you know, there's always something that's happened where, you know, where it can be a breakup in family environment, or, you know, as a bereavement in the family. There's lots and lots of support for students, and I think the college has got great expertise and great experience in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, well, that is everything for today. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been really enjoyable to meet yourselves, and obviously see you again, Martin. I've had the pleasure of meeting you before. But best of luck to the students, obviously going on new things. Benji, best of luck with your apprenticeship and future endeavours. And with that in mind, I'd just like to say, if you want to know anything more about the courses at Darlington College and you want to find out specifically information about the courses with the Football Academy, please go to darlington.ac.uk and you'll be able to find the information there. Other than that, you can always pop into the college and arrange an appointment, and you can have a look at those things. And as always, keep an eye out for any open events, open evenings that are taking place where you can actually try before you buy, as it were, and come and see what it's all about. Other than that, thank you everybody for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.